What is up, everybody out there on YouTube? Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Steven Sturgill. Today, guys, we're taking a look at what I consider, honestly, one of the very greatest scents, colognes, perfumes, eau de toilettes, however you want to call it. Not that, okay, I know they're all different, but just in terms of a fragrance that I think has ever been invented or concocted in a lab, I'm sure, but this has to be one of the greatest aromas in man and womankind's history. No joke, and it may sound like hyperbole. And when I first sprayed this scent, I didn't quite get it. And then I waited for a while, then I used it again, and everything clicked. And I was like, yeah, this is amongst the very best of the best of the best of the best ever. I don't care if your bottle cost $1,000. I don't care if it costs $4,000. I don't care if it costs $600, $400, $250, whatever. This doesn't cost anywhere near that. But let me tell you, it can basically not only hold its own against most of those levels of fragrances, those niche luxe line, luxury line levels of perfume and cologne and eau de toilettes. Although most EDTs, let's face it, eau de colognes don't cost $400 a bottle, but whatever. It's just that sublime. I consider it niche, but at a bargain bin basement price. Well, in comparison to real eau de parfums, much less niche. Just a standard eau de parfum will cost a lot more than this, at least brand new if you buy it in a boutique or a department store. And I want to give a shout out and thanks to Joy Amin of Bangladesh, who I consider a friend and an acquaintance online, and a fantastic fellow reviewer. And we were talking about this guy, Ungaro pour l'Homme 3. Now, I don't care. You can cry all you want until the cows come home or the pigs fly that, oh, the original, Steve, it's so much better and the reformulation sucks. No. First off, I don't know if I ever even smelled the original, but if I did, well, I don't remember, but let's assume I did not. This thing is a fingerprint magnet. That's why I'm trying to wipe it on my shirt. But, pretty standard modern Ungaro design. It's got the little wave marks. I believe it has a batch code thing on the bottom. Yep, it's got a serial. My camera is not focusing as good as it used to. Close up, I don't know what that's about. Anyways, whatever. Standard gold plastic cap. Pretty standard, very decent sprayer. Not the best in the world, but far from the worst. Plenty adequate. Whether or not this smells like the original, I don't know, but it doesn't matter to me because this right here, this guy right here is out of this world. This is... Pick your favorite sports analogy. If you're into baseball, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't want to. This is literally like, kind of like the MJ, or the Kobe, the Shaq, whatever. Whoever your favorite basketball player is. If you're older, then you might want to go back to someone like Kareem or Dr. J. I don't know. There's lots of sports analogies out there, whatever. It's champion level grade, like take no prisoners, game over, just bow down. It's rare that a cologne or EDT or the toilette or a perfume or the parfum smells so good that you literally just want to sit around, literally just smelling yourself, just smelling that incredible juice on your skin. It's just, it's heavenly. It's celestial. It's like paradise for the olfactory senses. Now let's get down to some nitty gritty as far as the nose. Did I find the nose on this guy? I don't know if I could ever find the nose. Anyways, as I'm sure many of you have already watched other reviewers review this, yes, it has vodka note. It's got the vodka. I've been around some hardcore vodka drinkers in my time, and unless you're buying really, really cheap vodka, really high dollar vodka, unfortunately or fortunately, has almost zero smell, at least at a distance. So I think that's a little bit of a poor poetic attempt at just sort of flubbery with word metaphors and conceptual sort of ideas. I don't know that that any one of you out there could ever actually detect high dollar vodka if you smelled it, but okay, fine. Let's say it's in there. Whoop-de-doo. Again, it has almost no smell. So that's really not saying a lot. Saying it has a vodka note when vodka smells almost like water, let's say 80 to 90% like water, really good high-grade vodka, I don't know what that means, and I'm going to pretend it was never said. So let's get down to the orange. Yeah, I definitely get a little orange, but it's mild, it's light, it's got a very light naturalness to it. It doesn't smell overly synthetic, at least to my nose. There's mahogany in here, which gives it a little bit of a woodsy, creamy spice. I've been around quite a bit of real mahogany in my time. I work with wood sometimes as a hobby. Coriander, yeah, I could maybe detect just a tinge. Definitely get the lavender and the sage and the lemon. So you're going to get some citrus in here. You definitely get the rose, but I wouldn't say it's prominent. It's present, but not what I would call prominent. But it's there. It's soft, maybe a tinge synthetic, but I like the fact that it doesn't have that sort of sour pungency that some roses can have. Lily of the Valley, maybe just a tinge. I wouldn't say it has more than 2 to 3% of Lily of the Valley, at least not the way I'm picked. Maybe there's more. I'm not getting more than that. There's a little, yeah, jasmine, a little bit, but it's all so interblended and interwoven. I definitely get some of the geranium. You know, geranium has that sort of light, almost ginger spice, white pepper type essence. I'm not saying it smells like those things, but it has a little bit of that oomph or that kick, but in sort of a powdery kind of way, if that makes any sense. And this definitely has sandalwood, guys. It has patchouli, but for me the patchouli is quite mild. The sandalwood is semi-prominent, and which I love sandalwood, so it has this nice creaminess about it that you get from the sandalwood. Okay, the last notes, it has musk, oak moss, vetiver, and cedar. The cedar in here is quite mild, and I think it's blending with all those other notes. I definitely get just a tad of vetiver, but not, I wouldn't say enough to go, aha, that's vetiver. You know, once you think about it, you can kind of pick up and detect the vetiver. Oak moss, that's been a tricky note for me. I can't always detect oak moss in fragrances that have oak moss. Or maybe I'm not looking for that exact nuance and I'm confusing it with something else that's often in the blend. We'll say it's in there. There's definitely some detectable musk in here, but I would liken it to more of a soft, velvety white musk blended with just a tinge, just a hint of regular musk. Again, I don't really know what white musk means, unless it means very clean, sort of clinical and cleaned up. I don't think there's anything in nature actually called white musk. Could be wrong on that one. That's going to do it, guys. This is just a sensual, sophisticated, absolutely celestially divine matrix of scent components that combine to create a symphony of scent that is literally staggering. How this doesn't have a perfect 5 out of 5 on Fragrantica, I'll never know. But It just doesn't get much better than this. And I will tell you, I own plenty of Comme des Garçons. I own lots and lots of stuff. You know, YSL, Atkinson's, Chanel, Xenia, Mercedes-Benz. I'm forgetting a lot of heavy hitters. Some Jean-Paul Gaultier, some Terry de Gunsberg. And I'm going to tell you guys, oh, and also one of my favorites, yes, Robert Piguet. This makes no apologies. This makes zero excuses. It absolutely can hold its own against the best of any of those houses, period. So I'm going to leave it there at that. If you like, please subscribe, hit the bell for future updates, and I will see you on the next episode. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms, baby, not someone else's. Peace. Love you guys.